Hi there. I'm Gordon McGee coming to you with Every Kid's Hope Follow the Money 2026. We are currently in the midst of our annual fundraiser for student provisions and support. It seems like a good time to review how donations to Every Kid's Hope are spent, how they're used, what they actually go for. The main focus of our fundraiser is primarily on uniforms, shoes, backpacks, and the necessary supplies for our students to start school this coming August, little less than 8 weeks from now. To that end, we target raising $200 per student with a goal this year of 50 students. Let's take a moment to clarify the use of these funds, including all other operating funds currently earmarked for Every Kid's Hope. This year's goal is to enable a successful school experience for up to 50 students. Typically, this is a mixture of students who are enrolled in our after school program, plus students who are recommended to us by local school principals. Completion of this goal equates to $10,000 US, $200 times 50 students. And we're about halfway there at this time, and funding will need to be on hand by the end of July in readiness for the August start of the school year. We're hoping to cover school enablement for students enrolled in our after school program, and Irma and Miss Lupita are currently visiting local principals to discuss the needs of various at risk students. They're making no promises until we know how much funding we will receive by the end of July, but they're simply making a list of additional students we would like to assist, God willing. $200 per student. Now, this gets shared among the community dependent upon actual need. Uniforms and shoes plus supplies are the main goal. Without a serviceable uniform and decent shoes, a student simply cannot function in our local school environment. Now, a fully functional family with sufficient grit could potentially buck the system, claim their federal rights, get their children established in school without uniforms. But this is not the case for students who are served by Every Kid's Hope. Most often, they come from families with particular difficulties. Dad disappeared into the USA years ago. One or both parents are dysfunctional. The family is poor, even by Mexican standards. Now, here we are wanting to come alongside these students, help them get into school, catch up in school, and stay in school, teach them about Jesus in hopes of changing the trajectory of their lives and the lives of their families. These are pretty high odds already. Each day, all the other kids at school arrive in uniforms. Actually, we don't see students at school without uniforms. Providing uniforms, decent shoes, and supplies for our students removes the extra hurdle of social stigma, which would prevent them from even agreeing to go to school. To say nothing of targeted bullying, which is endemic even in North American schools. Uniform requirements are locally enforced by individual schools. There's just too much violence in the area, even among children and youth. The solution, driven by both educators and parent groups who want their children to be safe, is for each school to have its own distinct uniform so that they can easily identify who belongs on campus and who does not, and also what campus a truant student belongs to. It's as simple as that. Schools even make changes in their required uniforms, sometimes on an annual basis, to minimize use by those who don't belong. For Every Kid's Hope, the annual needs are balanced, as some students may still have a serviceable uniform or shoes. And when those initial needs are met, then extra funding rolls over into provision of dental and optometry visits for our students during the year based on need. Lately, the government has begun to promise uniforms, but they have not as yet delivered on that promise or have on occasion delivered late in the school year to some schools. So we take advantage of what we can. Backpacks are also provided for Every Kid's Hope students on an as needed basis. Required school supplies for our students are typically purchased in August. Of course, supplies need to be replenished multiple times during the year, and for that, we use some of the percentage income generated from employment of the men who live in our Chosen Halfway House program. Focusing for a moment on food security for our students and families. A generous Canadian church has been providing a monthly sum which covers daily food for our after school students, ensuring that they have had a meal. And I'll tell you what, this is greatly appreciated. When a student's family is experiencing food insecurity, out of work parents, or some other situation, then members of La Puerta del Cielo Church and of the Every Kid's Hope program typically band together in a local tamale sale to assist that family. What about Every Kid's Hope operations? Well, a generous USA church has been providing a monthly sum which covers some of the following: gasoline and minor vehicle expenses, the occasional oil filter, tire. Some of our program students live beyond the range of standard school buses, and Every Kid's Hope provides them with pickup drop off services to and from school. The current van is also used by Irma and Luis in various ministry related activities. Every Kid's Hope pays a monthly retainer of 3,000 pesos for on call legal services provided by a mission minded husband and wife lawyer team who live near the YWAM base. Far less expensive than paying on a per use as needed basis. Real life examples include placing family lots and homes in the mother's name, which on occasion has prevented a father returning from abroad wanting to force the sale of the family home. We have one of those in progress right now. Or, on occasion, dealing with creepy Uncle Eddie, the abuse offender discovered sometimes within program families. This past trip, May 2026, we saw that they're beginning to electrify the Every Kid's Hope property neighborhood. That's amazing because that's the results of a lawsuit that Luis won against the government some years ago, praise the Lord. Also, minor ministry related expenses are also managed from this consistent help received from this U.S. church, and it's much appreciated. Every Kid's Hope also provides parental counseling for families in the program at no additional cost. We stay current with the parents and family situation of each of our students to ensure emotionally secure home environments that are conducive to student success. I want to thank you for your consideration and prayers as we continue to move forward with Every Kid's Hope. We do pray for and envision a future where the ministry is sustained locally, perhaps by a combination of government provision of uniforms, percentage payment from the strengthening Our Chosen program, and availability of rental space in the Every Kid's Hope building, which is currently under construction. For example, an adult night school may rent our property during hours it's not being used by Every Kid's Hope. The Lord will lead. That's the direction we're going. Blessings on you. This is Gordon McGee on behalf of Every Kid's Hope.